This is going to be a sun-dried tomato dish. I've been eating soft foods for 2.5 years after surgery on my jaw. They're still really flavorful, they're just not crunchy. For the sauce, I'm going to mix some tofu with the liquid, which is going to be chicken stock. But to start out with, we're going to need butter, sun-dried tomatoes, whatever herb you want to use. I'm going to do rosemary. If you want to do basil or whichever ones you like. A shallot, garlic, tomato paste, roasted red pepper, a little bit of white wine, chicken stock, and if you want to do heavy cream, you can do that. I'm going to mix a soft tofu with a little bit of the chicken stock to make the sauce creamy. And spinach and mushrooms, or whatever vegetables you want to put in. I'm going to start with the tofu. This is firm tofu. Tofu is on a scale from 1 to 6, and the extra firm tofu is a 6. So if you look on the package and it has numbers on it, this is a 4. But silken tofu is what they recommend, and I think silken is it's a smaller number than 4. I don't know exactly what number it is though. And then I'm going to add in a cup of chicken stock and put it in the blender. As you can see, it makes a thick, milky kind of mixture, and it's also going to be high in protein. I'm going to start by cutting up the vegetables. I tend to make the pieces small enough so that, since I'm on a soft food diet, if I had to swallow a piece whole, I could. So for me, that means I make them, I always use a pinky fingernail because I have them on me all the time. I don't need to get a ruler, but it's basically 1 centimeter or less, or 1/2 inch or less. This is about the size that I cut them down to. I'm going to start with a tablespoon of butter, and I'm also going to do a tablespoon of oil from the sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to put lentils with this. If you want, you can do regular size lentils, which I would start soaking as everything else is starting to cook to help them soften up. I'm going to use red lentils. If you look, they're the inside part of a regular size lentil, and they're a lot smaller, and they also cook really easily. They kind of cook right into the sauce. So they'll be really soft and mushy. Gonna add in the shallot. While the shallot is cooking, I'm going to chop up the vegetables that I want to add. I know I want to add mushrooms, and I'm going to do some roasted red pepper as well, and some garlic. After I put in the shallot, I'm going to put a little bit of salt on top to help draw out the moisture and help it cook. Probably 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of salt, or a big pinch, depending on how you measure things. And then this is still kind of thick for me, so I'm gonna cut that in half too, and then do little slices. Mushrooms cook down a lot, but I still want to make sure that the pieces are small enough and soft enough that I don't have to worry about them. Those 2 large mushrooms gave me probably 3/4 of a cup of cut up mushrooms. And then I'm going to take, lost a mushroom. I'm gonna get a roasted red pepper out of this jar. I really am. I hope. Maybe. Hold, please. They got an entire red pepper into that jar. I'm gonna take half and I'm gonna put half back. And then I'm gonna cut this into small pieces. This isn't gonna cook down, so I do wanna make sure that these pieces are really small. But I like using roasted red peppers because they don't have any skin on them. And even when I cut regular peppers into really tiny pieces, the skin still feels like something I need to worry about. I don't know why. That's probably just a me thing. And I'm going to cut up 4 cloves of garlic as well. For herbs, I have rosemary. First, we have to take them off of their stems. So you hold the stem at the top, and then you run your fingers down it, and the leaves pull right off. I'm gonna add in the mushrooms because mushrooms have a lot of water to cook out, and it takes time to cook all the water out. And then once the water is cooked out of the mushrooms, I'll add in the garlic. Because garlic cooks really quickly, and you don't want it to burn. So you kind of want to add it in as one of the last things. So we'll let the mushrooms get rid of their water. I'm going to put a little more salt on top to help them. I'm going to do half a cup of lentils. I actually mixed the lentils with the dal, which they're both about the same size, and they both cook really easily and into something really soft. But they also both have a lot of protein, and that's important to me. And I'm going to get half a cup of sun-dried tomatoes out and then put those in the blender till the pieces are small. I'm going to add in the red peppers and the garlic and the rosemary. And then I'm going to need a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. And once the tomato paste is kind of mixed in with everything, you're going to need a 1/4 cup of white wine. The sun-dried tomato pieces are small. I'm going to add those in too. And then add in a 1/2 cup of orzo. I'm going to add one and a half cups chicken stock. And the lentils. Turn the heat up and get it to start simmering. And then once you see the bubbles around the edge, turn it back down. After it boils and you turn it back down, add in the mixture of tofu and chicken stock, and then partially cover it with the lid and let it cook. Cook for 8 to 10 minutes before adding the spinach and letting it wilt. Cut up half cup to a cup of spinach. Add it into the mixture at the end. Thank you to the original dish for the recipe that gave me more than mashed potatoes to eat.